Hi guys, Zach here, and I just wanted to give you guys a little update on the case of Karmelo Anthony. Karmelo Anthony at the time was 17 years old, and this is out of Frisco, Texas. Now, the story goes that Karmelo Anthony was 17 years old, and Austin Metcalf, the victim, the person who was unalived by Karmelo, was also 17. Now, what Carmelo is claiming is that it was self defense. However, after everything I've heard about this case, after everything I've studied about this case, I do not believe that this was self defense. Now, it is stated that Carmelo Anthony was asked to leave 14 times before the alleged attack occurred. 14 times. He had over 14 chances to leave. And yet, he decided to take somebody's life and then claim it as self-defense. Not only that, but then made it into this incredible racial battle between sides, even though this shouldn't have anything to do with race. All this should have to do with is if this was self-defense or not. Bringing race into this is only going to make this case that much more crazy, that much more overwhelming. And I know that there are people from both sides that support Carmelo, that support Austin, and are against Carmelo or are against Austin. Now, that's your right to have your opinion on this case. And I will say that the only thing I do think is a little strange is that all the jurors are white. Not one juror is African American. And I do think that that is a little strange. I think that that's pretty odd for a case this high profile to not even have one person of Carmelo's race as a juror. I could see where that can cause problems. Now, I will state, though, that the story is going that you see Carmelo at the track meet, and he was under the opposing people's tents. I will state that as well. And Austin is sitting there in front of him, allegedly, and Carmelo has a backpack and says, "Touch me and see what happens." Apparently, Austin puts his hand on his shoulder, and then Carmelo takes out the bladed weapon and then goes and attacks Austin. Now, one could say, oh, he put his hands on him. Then it is self-defense. Well, he just put his arm on him. And this was after Carmelo was asked to leave over 14 times. If a fight was to occur, that's one thing. But to then take out that weapon and attack Austin, I think is categorically insane. And I do not believe that Carmelo needed to do that in any fashion. If he was to fist fight Austin, that's one thing. But then to take out the bladed weapon and then attack Austin, that's a whole nother level. Carmelo could have walked away any one of those times he was asked to leave. He could have ran away if he really felt he was in danger of his life being threatened, which he wasn't. But if he was, he could have took that option. And if he really felt like he needed to defend himself, he should have fought with his fists, not used a weapon like that, a weapon that ended up unaliving Austin. And Austin Metcalf passed away in his brother's arms. So the tragic ending of this, of Austin passing away in his brother's arms, probably covered in blood, and other people seeing this as well, family members seeing this, and ultimately him passing. I saw the interview with Austin's brother, and it is heartbreaking. It definitely made me think about this whole case and how sickening it is, because this shouldn't be about race. This should be about if it is self-defense or not. And ultimately, I do not believe that Carmelo Anthony was using self-defense as a means to to protect himself in a situation where he claims his life was in danger. I do not believe that was the case. I believe he could have left any one of those times, and if he needed to, he should have used his fists. He should not have used a weapon. So that's just my opinion here, and I must state that everything here is only my opinion. It's all alleged, and everyone we discuss is innocent until proven guilty. But I just wanted to give you guys an update on the case of Karmelo Anthony. And I will be following this case, and I will give you guys another update the next time I talk about this case. But as the saying goes, without you guys, there'd be no me. I love you guys. It's Zach. Peace.